What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, let me give you guys a little bit of insight on something, okay? And I want to make this short and sweet. So, I did a video and pretty much talked about how Lomachenko has replaced Devin Haney. Okay, he took his spot. Now, for the IBF, the WBO, to put Lomachenko over undefeated Shakur Stevenson, right? Who basically was undisputed at 130 and came up. And pretty much people are saying, there's questions like, well, how did he, Shakur Stevenson, how did he buck dance? Or how was he going off code? This is what people don't understand. You know why people are doing something, why they're saying something, okay? And then you feed into it and try to benefit off of it, then it backfires. That's what happened, okay? It's just like if, just a quick example, okay, to make this point, real simple. A situation where somebody has on cologne, perfume. Someone doesn't like that person, so purposely that person walks up and they start going, oh my God, something stinks. Ooh, who would wear something like that? Oh, that smells. Now you're standing here, but you know who they're talking about. You are aware of why they're saying these things. You feed into it. So that person feels offended, walk over, punch you and that person in the mouth. Punch them in the mouth for saying it and you for laughing at it, right? Bottom line, same situation where you can say, hey, knock it off, man. Cut that shit out. What? Stop it. I know what you're doing. Stop that shit. Simple. Okay. Again, when I said that Shakur Stevenson, he should have said something when he came in that ring and they asked him about that fight. He should have simply just said, hey, listen, salute Devin Haney. Congratulations. Me and you next. I'm the mandatory. Let's get it. Something like that. Simple. All right. Let's put on the classic. Let's big him up. Let's big up the fight. Not only did he say, I want to show them that he's not on my level. That's cool. Fine. Whatever. But what I'm saying is, you just sat here and shot your own fight down. Why? Because you just sat here and said that Lomachenko, okay? We got to start calling him Loma Christ because they changed the rules for Loma Christ. All right? As a fighter, Lomachenko can fight, but I'm not going to sit here and act like we don't see what's going on. I can't blame him for what they allow him to do, but the fact that, hey, he's going to take these opportunities, then, hey, we got to put it out there. He shot his own fight down by simply saying, and his own opportunity, by simply saying, Lomachenko won that fight, he should be the undisputed champion. Let me say it again because there's always comments where it's like, okay, you guys watch the whole video, I explain why I'm saying what I'm saying. So, just to make it clear, he basically knew, okay, Shakur Stevenson, he knew the fans wanted Lomachenko to win. He knew what they wanted. So he tried to come in there and yay, Lomachenko, and felt like that was going to get him in the position of what? Those Lomachenko fans are going to start to support him now? They're going to cheer him for that? No, they cheered what he said because, yeah, we agree. Our guy won. They don't care about what you have planned, your mandatory position. Now, where are the Lomachenko fans? Where are all the Ukrainian fans? Where are all the Lomachenko fanboys that have content, that create content? Where are they videos saying that's not right, what they did to Shakur Stevenson? Come on, man. The guy was mandatory for Devin Haney. Look, Loma's our guy, but hey, Shakur Stevenson deserved that shot. That he deserved that spot. Don't take that from him. Now, even if it's a situation of Devin Haney possibly going up to 140, right? Well, you don't have to take Devin Haney's position away. He should still be mandatory. Okay, and if you want to do anything, make Loma number 2. Okay, and then which he was already number 2. So he just basically was moved up to number 1 for losing a fight. That's what people are not understanding. For losing a fight, he gets elevated. Okay, so basically, why take Shakur Stevenson's spot away? So let them two fight for that WBC title. So now, WBO and the IBF or whatever, same thing. Okay, well, here's the situation. They put him over Shakur Stevenson in all sanctioning bodies that they're ranked in. Why do you think that is? Let's not forget this man lost his debut fight, and on his second fight, he was fighting for a title. Now, if you don't see favoritism and don't see why he feels entitlement, who have you ever known in the history of boxing to sue somebody for a push for $400K and get granted the $400K? Now, Mauricio Suleiman, by saying he has no problem with the fight, with the decision, he has no problem with that. He agreed with it, and he's not overturning anything. He doesn't have to overturn a decision. He didn't do that, right? But how did he try to fix it and try to make Lomachenko happy? It doesn't make a difference that Shakur Stevenson is the mandatory for Devin Haney. I'm going to strip him of that and make you number one. Now remember, Mauricio said because you're number one doesn't make you a mandatory when it came to Dillian White. And everybody was feeling like, hey, why y'all keep screwing Dillian White over, right? So what's the purpose of you making Shakur Stevenson number two? You just took his mandatory position. And so no matter what happens, now if Shakur Stevenson Devin Haney ends up going to 140, if it's a tournament, if it's a tournament or just a number one versus number two, however they want to do it, Lomachenko is the favorite. And I'm willing to guarantee you won't see like a Keyshawn Davis. You won't see a Frank Martin. And people that's going to say, yeah, but them guys haven't really proved themselves yet. Well, how did Lomachenko prove himself by losing his first fight and then fighting for a title on his second? You see, people overlook these facts. And again, where are all the Lomachenko fans? See, this is where the buck dancing is. You thought you was going to ride that wave. You're going to say what everybody wants you to say. Then you turned around and said, oh, I watched the fight again. I changed my opinion. So now, again, where are all the Lomachenko fans and fanboys? Where are all the content creators, okay, trying to make justice for you? Didn't they start a Instagram or some kind of TikTok or whatever? They got some, I was told by one in the family, and I've heard a couple of people say this, that they started some Justice for Lomachenko page. So where's the Justice for Shakur Stevenson page? As I said, they don't care about Shakur Stevenson. They don't care about Devin Haney. They don't care about Keyshawn Davis. They don't care about Tim Bradley. They don't care about Andre Ward. They do not care about these guys. So when you start chiming in to say this and say that, and then you see what happens when changing of the guard comes around, you can eat your words up. And you can find yourself on the outside of what you thought was going to collapse, and all of a sudden, no, something strong, and they move on without you. You never know how things are going to go. So if you can't be genuine, as I said before, if anybody truly feels Lomachenko won, hey, more power to you. If you feel Devin Haney won, more power to you. But if you're one of the people talking about this was a dominating performance, Lomachenko took Haney to school, no, you are full of it. Again, people, I have to reiterate certain things when I make these videos because there's a lot of new people watching and they might not know. For someone to land 90 punches versus 95 punches, and you're saying it's domination, he destroyed him, then you jump on that wave and start saying the same shit, just to end up saying you don't see it that way now. But then you're shooting down your own fight. That would be like, imagine anybody watching, imagine you yourself open a restaurant. Right across the street is another restaurant. Okay, one of your employees, a representative of your company, is being asked about your food. Okay, and let's say one of your employees say, well, the truth is, the restaurant across the street, they got way better food than us. Like, we're not even on the level. We can't even, but I mean, we do some things good here. How would you feel? What, are you trying to run us out of business? Why are you shooting down our business? Okay, that's what Shakur Stevenson did with his own so-called legacy fight with Devin Haney. You came in there, you gave this man all the credit and praise in the world just for you to try to follow that up by talking about what you wanted to do, to zero reaction to now having your mandatory position stripped away, now being put down lower than the same guy, Lomachenko, that you praised, right? Without him doing anything other than losing. You're undefeated. So now, if Shakur Stevenson starts to run his mouth and start talking shit about Lomachenko, they're going to start saying you a fucking hater. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't saying that before, right? Like when Will Smith, right? Remember when Chris Rock made the G.I. Jane comment? And Will Smith was... Oh, you ain't like that, Jada? Oh, yeah. You sat there and smiled, so we know he didn't hit Chris Rock because he didn't like what Chris Rock said. He thought the joke was funny. Now, after he does what he does, the backlash that he received, he felt he played the victim. No, they went too far. I realized what I did was wrong. No, but you're still trying to play the victim. So Shakur Stevenson, put yourself, look, keep Lomachenko's name out your fucking mouth. That's what you basically did. You got in that ring. You said a whole lot of shit that you thought was going to work in your favor, and it didn't. They showed you how much they care about you, Shakur. That's why you're no longer the fucking mandatory. That's why you are number 2 to a guy that just lost. A guy that they tried to take a loss off of his fucking record. Okay, Loma Christ. Y'all don't understand that. He's been resurrected. Okay? Simple. This is what people are not understanding. And even like, for people that's talking about business and saying how, maybe, Mauricio Suleiman, he sees the value in Lomachenko and he knows that, to put Loma number 1 would get more attention. People, Lomachenko versus Devin Haney, okay, had 150,000 buy rates. I checked since then and I see nothing. No difference in the number. Today is Friday. I got this information, I think Sunday morning, or either early Sunday morning or late Sunday night. I don't remember if it was before midnight or after, but bottom line, it was one or the other. It's Friday. Okay? May 26th. Friday. All right? 5:53. All right? So, listen. Lomachenko is no pay-per-view star. And let's just be real. Devin Haney, all right, was doing all the press, all the promotion. Lomachenko did nothing to promote the fight. Nothing. Okay? When you are a pay-per-view star, that means you can fight fucking Big Bird. People gonna come out to see you fight this big yellow motherfucker. It don't matter your dance partner when you are a pay-per-view star. Okay? Can it hurt you? Yeah. Because things can happen a certain way and then people get tired of your bullshit. But Lomachenko did nothing to help them sell that fight. Loma Christ is being spoon-fed. So he is in a position of, I didn't get my way with the decision. I got my 400K though from a bullshit push, and now I'm above Shakur Stevenson in the rankings. He said he didn't want to give. Yeah, he said, I remember them saying that Devin Haney might go to 140 pounds. But they themselves said clearly they're not going to give him a rematch. Both of them. Loma Christ and his trainer both said the same thing. They're not giving him a rematch. So with or without a rematch with Devin Haney, Loma's eyes is on the prize. Okay? Simple. So if Devin Haney stays at 135 and they do have a rematch, well, Shakur and everybody else has to wait. But if he does vacate and go to 140, it's designed that they want to make sure out of all those titles, okay, that's available, that's on the line, they want Lomachenko as the WBC. Shakur don't see that. And have you noticed You don't hear any more talk about franchise champion at 135. Who was the last person that had it before Devin Haney? Loma. Haney don't care about that shit, but you don't hear about it at all, do you? We know that Canelo uses it because that's how he went to fight Bivol. That's why you can have a championship or be undisputed in another weight class, but go up to another weight class or down without having to do anything, without having to get that permission. That's what the franchise champion does. See, that's what that bullshit does. Lomachenko had it, but for what? And the fact that Devin has it, you don't even hear anybody out of all the titles. You never hear them even talk about his championship status with this franchise champion being talked about. Why do you think that is? And that's a WBC thing, not a WBO, not an IBF or WBA. So what is the purpose, right? I'm going to pick who I want, and I'm going to explain to them what this franchise championship is about. So even if they didn't want it, when they understand the benefits, they'll want it. Now, I can't blame Mauricio Suleiman for two grown-ass men accepting it, right? But at the end of the day, they did. And every time they talked about what championships is being held, they talked about Ring Magazine, they talked about franchise. You don't even hear them mentioning that shit with Devin Haney. Just say, if y'all don't understand the power of Loma Christ, you're looking at it, but you're just not seeing it because you're trying to look at it in a different way from what it actually is. How in the fuck do you get beat and become number one? That would be like the Chicago Bulls are playing against the New York Knicks in Game 7 of a fucking championship, a conference championship, to go to the NBA Finals. The Bulls win, but the fucking Knicks go to the championship game. Explain how in the fuck does that happen? No, you lost. Y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see what is put on the table for this man. Again, and let me say this, okay? Let me point this out, because this is like the most important part of it all in terms of Shakur. If you wanted to elevate Loma Christ, you can't elevate him no more higher than number one. So in order to make him number one, you have to take away from Shakur Stevenson what he already had. The number one position and mandatory. And y'all think that that's fair? And after Mauricio Suleiman said he has no problem, no issues with the decision, but he does this. Like I said, that's talking with a forked tongue. That's working in disguise. That's being a fucking chameleon. I don't know if y'all understood when I said, you know the song is Karma Camellia, but I said Karma, 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 Chameleon. So if you didn't understand what I meant, Karma came back to Shakur Stevenson. Mauricio Suleiman is a fucking chameleon because he knows how to blend in to try to fit what narrative is going on. Or even if you feel a certain way, let me see how I can insult his intelligence and make this person believe some bullshit. There was no reason for them to strip Shakur Stevenson of his mandatory spot. That's what he did. So there's nothing to earn in boxing. Just like you can have a fucking, what they call it, title eliminator, and then after the title eliminator, you're still not fighting for a championship. Oh, we have another title eliminator. Oh, another title eliminator. Oh, okay, this is going to be the final title eliminator. Like, goddamn. Then this other motherfucker don't even have a title eliminator. Somehow he's just fighting for a championship. You understand what I mean? So this is the type of shit that when you see it, it's an injustice to not do anything about it. Or say anything about it. I'm good. Y'all know. I do my thing. I get my workouts in. I eat good. I spend time with my family. I'm living a beautiful life. The boxing talk is great and all of that. But, you know, I'm not affected by it. But I give y'all the news. You know, and I can't sit here and give you the news like, well, you know, so Shakur Stevenson was stripped of his mandatory position, and, you know, Loma Christ is now number one, and we don't know if he's going to go up to 140. No, I give it to you where you guys can feel it. And even if, like, somebody made the comment to try to find out. They were asking, like, what did Shakur Stevenson do wrong? All he did was said that he thought Loma won the fight. Again, like I said, he knows what they were trying to do. He know what they wanted. He know who they wanted to win. And he tried to ride that Loma Christ wave. And even in him trying to do that, the point is, he played along with that shit. And if he's cheering for Loma, then they'll cheer for him. And that's not what happened. They cheered for Loma. They cheered for the Lomachenko one comment. That's all. They was not cheering Shakur Stevenson. So now Shakur Stevenson, I asked that same question again. Where are all the Loma fans that you thought you won over? Where are all the Loma fanboys that you thought you won over by riding the Loma Christ wave? They're not there. And even if Devin Haney was to go to 140, that's his choice, right? So to say that maybe because they thought that Haney was going to 140 because, remember, Lomachenko and his trainer said, a manager or whatever said that that maybe they don't think it's going to be a rematch because they think Devin Haney's going to 140. That would still be no reason. Like I had said, that would be no reason. That has to come from Devin Haney. You don't make a decision based on something somebody else is saying. How can Lomachenko can't make that decision? Only Devin Haney can. So even if that was to happen and Devin actually went to 140, you still don't have to screw Shakur Stevenson over. What's the purpose of that? Let him keep his position. Simple. Leave Loma at number 2. It's as simple as that. Can you really say who's the biggest star when Loma did nothing to promote that fight and it only did 150,000 buy rate? So think about what I'm saying. If they was trying to capitalize on anything, Haney's not the hot ticket, neither is Loma. This is just a fight that Lomachenko got the majority of people thinking that he feeling like he won. That's all. But look at the pay-per-view numbers. So again, even if he was to go to 140, that has to come from Devin Haney's mouth, not Lomachenko and his team. And that's not the reason they said they don't think it will be a rematch. They did say they don't think it'll be a rematch because they think he's going to 140. But they clearly said they're not giving him a rematch. So it doesn't make it right. And like I said in my explanation, what they did to Devin Haney is the equivalent of going to work, right? Imagine you go to work and then payday come, you go to get your check and they tell you, or you go check your your bank account and there's no money there, and they tell you, oh, well, yeah, we found something else to do with the money. Like, man, you better give me my simple. Whatever they wanted to do, what does that have to do with your money? And that's what they did to Shakur Stevenson. They blackballed him, man. But again, that's what happens. You tried to ride the Loma Christ wave. It got you nowhere. But push back. And as I said, if Shakur starts talking shit now, they're gonna start calling him a hater. And believe me, they will hate him just as much or more than they do Devin Haney right now. So he's in a position where he probably is going to sit there and shut the fuck up and say nothing. Probably do a couple of lives where he's speaking but not really saying much of nothing. I can't really talk about it, man. Like, it is what it is, man. I'm good. I'm all good. I'm just, because basically now you're looking like a hypocrite after you said what you said. And now, even when people point out that, well, even he said it, he also changed his mind, didn't he? You see what I'm saying? But nobody's talking about that. And the people that's bringing it up is bringing it up for the simple fact that, yeah, you went in there thinking that you was going to have the crowd play to you. They're going to want to see you win. They're going to... No, man, stop that shit. Nah, that's not how the game works, man. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. So at the end of the day, you see how dirty the game is. You see how things go. And before I close this video out, I want to say this. I love, Amanda Serrano's, her personality, man, like her character, how she approaches a fight. I wish boxing was more, people just had more of this, look, we got to fight. There's no need to sit here
and talk bullshit and say a bunch of shit we don't mean because we think it's gonna sell tickets. I had no idea that Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano were best friends. Them motherfuckers didn't fight each other like they were best friends. They fought like they were worst enemies. I had no idea. And that's just the point what I'm saying though. They're not out here talking a bunch of shit that they know that they can't back up. And also, and I'm saying this to just further my point with how business works, dirty or when it's on the straight up. So Amanda Serrano was asked about different fighters, and she's giving them the props and everything. She had nothing negative to say about anybody. They was asked that I saw this video this morning. She was asked did she want to fight Alicia Baumgartner, and she didn't straight up, oh hell yeah. No, she just said, I mean, yeah, if it makes sense, if it makes dollars, it makes sense. As long as it makes sense, and I've been fighting for 14 years professionally now, so and fighting Katie Taylor, got me my first $1 million. So I mean, if it makes dollars, it makes sense. You can't call Amanda Serrano a ducker or she's chicken shit. No, she understands. You have to understand business. You're not the only one getting paid. Your team is being paid. And if you are fighting for less money, something's not going right. The problem is when you're fighting when the offer's coming from other elite fighters and the money's big, but you don't want to fight them. That's the problem. That's the problem. So the thing is, if she can find herself in a better situation, like a bigger money fight, then that's what she wants to go after. Her answer is correct. Because if she stands there and say a bunch of, I want to fight this person, I want to fight that person, but then the fights never happen, then people are going to say, man, you constantly call people name out, Amanda, but you don't fight these people. Why? Right? Why? There's a lot that go on behind the scenes that they don't have to talk about. They're only answering questions. They're not coming on making videos to tell everybody what's happening. They're answering questions. So you've been seeing this going on with boxers. Like, look at the 135-pound division, for example. Not just them, but especially them. Anytime any one fighter didn't look the way that everybody thought they should against certain opponents, like they always want to jump on, oh, if that was me, I'd have knocked you out. They all do it to each other. Oh, you look like shit. Yo, make the fight happen. Right? They always talk some shit and then talk about set it up, make it happen. I want all the smoke, blah, blah, blah. And all the content creators jump on that shit. Yo, he said blah, blah, blah. And nothing happens. Okay. Example, think about when Tank Davis fought Gamboa and how everybody shitted on his performance. Talk about how he couldn't even knock him out. This motherfucker had one leg and Tank couldn't do this and this. And, oh, man, it took him all night long, blah, blah, blah. Who did Devin Haney fight? And they shitted all over Devin Haney's performance, even though he won every damn round. Talk all this shit just to turn around and big up that fighter in his very next fight. Call him a beast, call him an animal. That dude is a beast, yo. They did the same thing with Tank when he fought Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Right? Every fight, somebody, they can't do this, they can't do that. Now, Ryan was treated a little different because he got dropped by Luke Campbell, of all people, and people made excuses. And it was even like, nah, but he got back up and he, which is true. Yeah, he got back up, he fought, and he dominated the rest of the fight. But Ryan didn't get that same type of criticism. I mean, from the fans, okay? As far as the fighters with each other, yeah, they always. Same thing. I'd have knocked you out. You wouldn't have got up if I'd have hit you. Blah, blah, blah. Right? They do all of that. But this is my point. It don't matter how much shit they talk. Look at right now who's on top of the division. Tank is the hot ticket and the guy that people feel like is the dominant guy at 135. Devin Haney is undisputed. Shakur Stevenson, talented as fuck, he's there trying to get his shot. But bottom line, look at the two that's standing on top right now. Ryan Garcia is campaigning at 140 now. So when you look at it, look at how many people was talking shit. They went from saying Tank can't beat nobody at 135, the guy's overrated. Devin Haney's pillow fisted, he can't beat nobody at 135, the guy's overrated. You understand what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez, he's overrated. He can't beat nobody. They all of them. Ryan Garcia, they said this shit about all of these guys. But bottom line is, the talent is there.
You can't get influenced by bullshit that people are saying. They try to suck you in with all that nonsense. And y'all start playing favors and taking sides. I just sit back and watch all this shit and observe. So when I'm doing talking about anything in the video, I'm talking about what I see, what I feel, and what I get from it. I'm not influenced by nobody else. It's not about what they say. When I watch a fight, I don't care about the oohs and ahs. I'm watching what's going on. You understand? That's what I'm looking at. Just like, analogy I gave you guys before about being a rapper versus a rap artist, right? And that rapper, they call them spitters. This motherfucker got some shit though. He be spitting that real shit, but he can't sell records. So the guy that's over here making rap records, but he got people dancing. He got the clubs packed out. His shows, he's packing out stadiums. Now they calling him a sellout, or he's a crossover rapper. And all of a sudden now, this spitter gets to a point he can't sell no more records. And all of a sudden he come out with the crossover record now because he's trying to resurrect his career. And then when he can't do what this guy does, they start saying these guys don't want real rap. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody made you choose that style. That's what you got, and hey, it appeal or it doesn't. This person appeal to what they do. Fact of the matter is, nobody stays on top forever. But you are accountable for what you do. So, yeah, same thing applies. It's a business, man. Boxing is a business. To the fans, okay, it's a sporting event. To the people involved, it's business, man. And if you are out here not where you need to be, you have to find what is it that I need to do? How do I change the complexion of things? And you have to find what works for you, and then you have to just come kick the door in. Everybody's not going to have the same fortune, and we know that. But yeah, that's the thing. I love the way, not just the answer that Amanda Serrano gave, but just the way she carry herself, man. She just want to fight, but she don't have to talk a bunch of shit. Katie Taylor the same way. She don't never talk no shit. Katie Taylor just win, lose, or draw, or whatever. Just you never hear Katie Taylor popping shit. It's always the fans trying to put words in people's mouth or trying to start some shit up. So it doesn't matter. People can talk all that. Katie doesn't feed into that shit, and Amanda Serrano doesn't. And they're perfect examples of why I'm saying, because the way they fought each other, I had no idea they were best friends. Them motherfuckers was, they're not the biggest punchers in the world, but what I'm saying is they was trying to take each other out. That is what boxing is about. The competition. Not all this set the fight up, you a bitch, I'd have knocked you out, I would have did this. So, hopefully, people start to understand. Stand with your fucking 10 toes to the ground and not try to jump on any fucking... Don't try to ride a wave of somebody and think that that's going to bring you in and, yeah, you going to blend right in. Nah, that's not how that shit goes, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. But, yeah, I just had to explain to y'all, make these things clear because, Loma Christ, he's here, man. He's here. I've never, in the history of boxing, seen a fighter get rewarded for losing. I've never in the history of boxing seen a guy lose his debut and then put into a championship fight in only his second fight. I've never seen that shit like that. And again, Lomachenko was a talented fucking fighter, but I'm not going to act like I don't see what's going on. Loma Christ is real. He said, let there be light, and there was light. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I will catch y'all on the next video.